Russia is losing. Not just losing blood, treasure, and credibility on the world stage. After more than 1 million casualties and almost no major battlefield gains over the last year or so, the Kremlin's running out of options. And that's when things get dangerous, because desperate regimes don't play by the rules. Now, Vladimir Putin's army is now fighting a dirty war, not just in the moral sense, we've already known that, but literally using banned chemical weapons on Ukrainian troops. And while much of the world looks away, the evidence is piling up. This is no longer just a war of tanks and missiles. It's trench warfare with poison gas.
You can see it in the daily activities on the front line. Russia can promise something to world society, but they never will do it. You cannot believe to the Russian words, because it's their mentality. They, by themselves, put that Putin ahead of them and do nothing against him. He's a dictator. It's a police state, and definitely they understand that they turn back to the Soviet Union. And before that, they will take as more territories as possible. Everybody in the world must understand that.
Hey everybody, have you been feeling off ever since that thing everybody was pressured into getting a couple of years ago? Well, you're probably not imagining it, and now there's just some research to back it up. In a recent study that I saw called Risk Stratification for Future Cardiac Arrest After the Jab, Dr. Peter McCullough, one of the most respected voices in the field, highlighted a certain concerning trend, which was a rise in sudden cardiac issues among young, healthy people. Now, the research points to tiny hidden patches of heart inflammation, hard to detect even with advanced tools, that might quietly build up over time in your body. And the scary part is these things can lead to sudden heart events, even during workouts or while you're sleeping. That's why the wellness company developed the 3-in-1 Ultimate Spike Detox, made from 100% natural ingredients, formulated to help your body flush out those harmful leftovers, lower your inflammation, and support a strong and healthy heart. Now, this isn't something you want to wait on. It's the only detox protocol personally endorsed and used by Dr. McCullough himself, a guy who's risked everything to get the truth out there into the market. So just head over to twc.health/hotzone. Use code HOTZONE, you'll get 10% off plus free shipping. So if you're ready to feel like your old self again, this is a great place you can start. So again, go to twc.health/hotzone and use code HOTZONE for 10% off and free shipping. All right, let's get back to our video. Now, let's be clear, chemical weapons are banned under international law. The Chemical Weapons Convention, signed by nearly every nation on Earth, including Russia, bans their use outright. But since early 2022, Russian troops have been increasingly turning to using them. It started quietly with tear gas, grenades launched into bunkers and basements, meant to flush out Ukrainian defenders. But then drones began dropping gas canisters over trenches. And by 2024, reports started surfacing of more lethal agents like chloropicrin, a World War I era choking agent that's so dangerous it was banned nearly a century ago. Now we're seeing confirmed use on a mass scale. The Organization for the Prohibition of Chemical Weapons, or OPCW, has verified the presence of this CS tear gas and chloropicrin in Ukrainian soil, on spent munitions, and even on drone fragments. Now, according to Ukraine's defense forces, there have been more than 9,000 chemical agents used since the war began. 9,000. That's not random. That's now doctrine. So how is Russia doing this? Well, they've militarized gas warfare. They turned old Soviet chemical stockpiles and new production facilities into weapons of modern terror. Small drones drop modified grenades or chemical-filled bottles directly into Ukrainian trenches. Troops in full NBC gear then wait for Ukrainian soldiers to panic, flee, choke, or pass out, and then move in. In one confirmed case, a Russian unit used a light bulb filled with chemicals dropped from a quadcopter. crude but deadly. And Ukrainian soldiers exposed to these agents report vomiting, choking, blurred vision, rashes, respiratory failure. At least 3 have died, and over 2,500 have been injured just from chloropicrin exposure. Now, this is not battlefield smoke. This is a war crime. This isn't Ukraine's just sounding the alarm. In May 2024, the U.S. State Department officially confirmed Russia's use of banned chemical agents. The UK and EU followed with sanctions, targeting Russia's radiological, chemical, and biological defense troops. That's right, the very forces tasked with defending against chemical warfare are the ones using it. Now, Lieutenant General Igor Kirillov, the man running Russia's chemical weapons program, was sanctioned by multiple Western countries and reportedly killed in December 2024 in what many suspect was a covert operation. More recently, Dutch and German intelligence services released a joint report proving that the use of these weapons was not occasional or rogue, it's systematic, widespread, and likely authorized at the highest levels of Russian command. They found clear evidence of mass production, tactical integration, and even training manuals teaching units how to use gas in combat. This isn't just about holding a trench now, it's about terror. The answer is simple. Why they do this? Desperation. Russia's thrown everything it has into this war. Conscripts, mercenaries, prison battalions, glide bombs, drones from Iran, missiles from North Korea. And still, after nearly 3 years, they have almost nothing to show for it. Ukraine remains defiant, though. Their lines are battered but unbroken. And the Russian economy is cracking under the weight of sanctions, corruption, and a military budget that's swallowing the rest of the country whole. Even Russia's allies are pulling back. China's keeping its distance. The BRICS nation hedging their bets. So what does Putin do? He reaches for the darkest tools in his arsenal. The ones that kill without warning. The ones that make people suffer. Because if you can't win the war, well, you can still punish those who resist. That is the logic of a tyrant. This isn't just about trench warfare in Ukraine. This is about what kind of world we're willing to live in. Because if chemical agents become normal again, if the world just shrugs and moves on, then what stops any dictator from using them tomorrow in Taiwan or here in Israel or in Africa? The lines we draw matter. And those lines are, when they're crossed, especially by permanent members of the UN Security Council, there has to be a reckoning. Russia's use of chemical weapons is a war crime. It's not a matter of opinion, it's a matter of law. And it's time we called it what it is. The desperate act of a regime that's already lost the war, just not the battlefield. If you found this report helpful, please like and subscribe to this channel for more on-the-ground truth you won't hear anywhere else. And don't forget, support our work over at chuckholton.com and get lots of extra content so we can keep bringing you real stories from the front lines. All right, thanks for watching. Stay safe. We'll see you next time.